Hey, we made it to Schweitzer.
Pretty lucky. It's a pretty special place.
Flies under the radar. You know, I think some other areas around kind of take some of the attention.
North Idaho is pretty undiscovered.
If you're into mountain biking, there's some really awesome, fun stuff around here.
Welcome to Schweitzer Mountain and Resort, located just above Sandpoint, Idaho, and overlooking beautiful Lake Pend Oreille. In this episode, we'll be meeting with mountain and bike park staff as they show us a little bit about the village, town, and what they're hoping to accomplish here as they build more trails and add to the infrastructure of the village.
Squirrel Master. Apparently that's the new one, and they put in some work. It's fun.
Of course, we'll also show you some of the awesome trails, terrain, where to get some good food, and places to have fun while you're here visiting the area.
Except the rear up tubeless. How predictable. How are we supposed to get anything done with these hacks? Riding into rocks, popping tires every day. It's really eating into our production time.
So none of us had ever been to Schweitzer. However, it was a park that we'd heard a lot about, and since our next stop is going to be going to Silver Mountain, which is just about an hour and a half away, we thought it might be a worthwhile detour to come check it out. When we reached out to the mountain and were received with an enthusiastic staff that were thrilled to host us, it made the decision even easier. So let's get to it and see what Schweitzer has to offer.
This mountain range that we're in, the Selkirks, is the tail end of the Canadian Rockies. Summertime, great weather. Usually the warmest temperatures you're going to find are July and August. Not too hot, not too cold. Perfect for getting out and playing. It rains in the spring, and usually by July 4th we hit a patch of summer weather that continues from July, August, and then usually toward the end of August, that's when things kind of shift again. Winter full ski activities, 2,900 acres of terrain, 2 big open bowls. And then in the summertime, we change gears, literally, and we turn into a place to come play on our bikes. And we've got horseback rides as well. Huckleberry picking is a huge thing in July. Try to have a nice balance of activities for families. So parents want to ride, kids want to play. There's a good balance for that. It's challenging terrain on our trail system because it is rocky, being in the Rockies.
Just got done with our first run. It was actually a great variation. We started out on a beginner run and the speed was high. It was kind of rough and rocky, and I was like, oh man, if this is a beginner trail, like this was gonna be sick. After that bit of bear grass ended, we got into some pretty flat, traversey, you know, kind of the standard fare. I wasn't loving it on the downhill bike, but I was watching him, you know, pop that dropper post halfway and just pedal away out every corner. So just about the time we got tired of all those switchbacks, he was like, great, we're at this brand new trail that got built, and let's tell him about that thing.
Yeah, Squirrel Master. It's more fall line, you know, and there's a couple lines in there. So it's sort of fun. You kind of have to let it go in places, and you know, you got to stay on your bike because it, you know, has some pitches to it and some rolls and rocks and roots to get around.
Wow, there are some big compressions in there. Whew.
That was your hand crew that built that.
It was, yeah.
And you said there's 4 people on your trail crew full time?
Yeah, we have 4 this year, which is huge for us. We've really, in the last season or 2, put an emphasis on trails. And so I think in the next couple of years, you're gonna see huge changes here. Yeah. I mean, we're not only rebuilding some trails, but we have some ideas for some new trails that are just gonna be awesome. And then some trails that connect to the outside world, to the other trail systems. Okay. And that connectivity is gonna really kind of open up some awesome options.
After a fun and epic day filming in the park, Jeff took us to one of his favorite rides on the mountain. The High Point Trail drops nearly 5,000 feet and takes you from the peak of the bike park all the way down to the valley below. As you descend from the High Point Trail down to some of the lower basin trails, you'll go through different types of scenery, terrain, and progressively better dirt as you work your way down. While we were at Schweitzer and Sandpoint, we met lots of active riders from the Ponderay Peddlers and other mountain bike groups that are working actively to grow the mountain bike infrastructure and trail network of the area. There's an extensive and growing network of lower mountain trails that are definitely worth checking out and something that you should put on the list if you're visiting Schweitzer or the Sandpoint region.
That was awesome.
If you do decide to hit the lower basin trails, you're even that much closer to the town of Sandpoint, which is a great spot to go get some food and drinks to refuel for your next day on the mountain.
So Sandpoint's pretty special in that we're situated on the shores of Lake Ponderay, which is one of the largest lakes in Idaho.
Whether you're looking for a post-ride dip or a way to spend a fun rest day, Lake Ponderay is warm and offers plenty of aquatic activities if you want to have some fun in the sun. What Sandpoint lacks in size, it makes up for in its options for dining. The downtown is a bustling hub with lots of places to eat and get a nightcap.
Well, it certainly looks like a volcano of fishy flavors, so we'll dig in and see how it is.
From Mexican to lakeside cuisine, Sandpoint has it all. Due to COVID-19 restrictions, many of the on-mountain dining options and amenities were limited. However, we were able to get some great breakfast sandwiches and coffee in the mornings, as well as a great place to get snacks and refreshments for that midday recharge.
We have accommodation here in the village, so we've got the Selkirk Lodge and the White Pine Lodge, some food and beverage outlets as well. Schweitzer's pretty quiet. We have lots of fun things to do, but we like to play, and once we're finished playing, we like to relax, get a good night's sleep, and get back up and do it again the next day. So that goes for both winter and summer.
So one of the things that's interesting about this mountain is essentially every trail starts from either bare grass, which is the beginner trail, or pinch flat, which is their more advanced downhill trail. And basically as you work your way down from either of those trails, you've got little splinters that come off of that, like Redemption, Moffett's on the pro or advanced side, and then you've got some of the other mellow trails that come off of the green edge. It's a challenging mountain, as you've probably seen and will continue to see. It's very steep and very rocky terrain. So trying to build a true beginner-friendly trail without having a lot of rocks is definitely a challenge. We got to give respect to the trail crew here for doing their best and trying to make the terrain as manageable as possible.
What's the park hoping to build in the next 3 to 5 years trail-wise?
We're hoping to add, maybe double our mileage. You know, we'd like to put in probably another 3 top to bottom, but then also something that's near the very bottom where the soil's better, where we can really build some reverse grade, maybe just some loops right around the village that we can have for, you know, teaching kids or, you know, learning pump track stuff, you know, really some stuff right at the bottom, but then add to our system up here as well.
Judging by the number of people walking around the village and out on the trails, Schweitzer is definitely prepped and ready for growth. They are excited about the future. The acquisition of a new trail building machine and a larger trail building staff means that they are committed to increasing the value and the experience of riders and mountain bikers looking to come ride this area in the summer. One of the benefits that Schweitzer has is that it is privately owned. It is not in the National Forest Service land. So they can really take feedback and their plan and act on it quickly and start building trails right away. Whether you want to go up, spend a day or two on the chairlift, spend a day down below riding the trails, you'll definitely have a lot to do and see here in the area. So as it sits right now, Schweitzer is not what we would call a destination resort yet. There's a lot of potential here. If you like steep, fast, rocky, and rough terrain, there could be a lot of great trails coming in the near future. We've got our fingers crossed. So being that we said we don't think Schweitzer is a destination resort, would we still recommend coming to the area? Absolutely. If you're passing through Idaho, if you're going to Montana, if you're going to visit the nearby Silver Mountain Bike Park, Schweitzer is definitely worth a detour. It's only about an hour and a half away from Silver Mountain. And there's, again, a lot of great trails. Got a beautiful lake, beautiful scenery, lots of fun stuff to do here. So definitely put it on your list if you're passing through the Idaho area, and make sure you check mark it for future developments, because we're hoping that there's gonna be a lot of new stuff coming soon. If you do come, just be sure to bring some spare tubes. Thanks for watching. Time to clean off that dust. So refreshing. Hey, we're at Schweitzer. Hey, we made it to Schweitzer. Oh God. Hi, Schweitzer.